Ghost ass.
Nice.
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 3, 2, 1.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In.
A nice episode.
A nice episode, yes. This is our nice episode where we're all nice. Nice. And it's a weekly World of Warcraft podcast where three opinionated players get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim. I'm joined by Kristen.
Hi.
And Brian.
Hello.
And welcome back to your regularly scheduled episodes. No more holiday bullshit. Holidays are over, so we can do normal stuff again.
So sad. It's so sad.
Oh, you're sad holidays are over?
Hell
am
yeah.
100% not.
You had to work through it all.
Really?
Yeah, I had to work through it all.
I didn't. It was weird. Just sitting around doing nothing but playing video games.
Yeah.
That's what I really wanted. I didn't get that as much, but
Yeah, but it's a new year. It's 2022. It's our first time recording this year. It doesn't feel any goddamn different than any other year.
Yeah.
So I figured we could just kind of go over a little bit of news that's been going on. Apparently there's been a new add-on developed, which we should have done. It is a way to track your night phase soul shapes and critter shapes and which ones you still need.
what? Is that a thing? Is there that many?
No, I don't really care that
there
much
are a
about them.
shit
There
ton
are a
of them.
lot of them.
Oh.
But, I mean,
Yeah, so somebody made an add-on, and from looking at it, it looks like it just adds tabs to the mount and pet journal thing. It just adds some soul shapes things to the bottom, and it just looks like a normal mount thing. So it looks pretty good, but it tells you
Well, shill it, Jim. What is it? What's it called?
soul shape journal is the name of this add-on. It I don't know. It just looks interesting.
How'd you come upon this?
Looking at the front page of Wowhead for things to talk about.
oh, Wowhead.
Oh,
I think
56?
Yeah, it looks like and that's soul shapes and critter shapes, right? So you got like the normal sized ones and then like the small
But
ones.
this is all night phase stuff, right?
This is all night phase, yeah.
How the fuck do they have so much more to do than we do?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, that's not fair. I guess we have the abomination thingy.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of the abominations for the abomination factor. I don't know what
I tend to forget about that, to be honest. Like,
well, it's because it's like
maybe
it's
it's
weekly
much better.
quest, and you gotta go out and do all this stuff.
Oh, that's because the gator. Yeah, he got a hold of that one too.
Shit, I forgot that.
Gator.
Yeah, I forgot that I
Nice.
still have one left to get, and it's stupid because the one abomination you have to go and you have to pull a cord to open the gate to get to the chest where they're at or whatever. Or there's a chest behind a gate and then a soul behind a gate, and if you pull the chain to unlock the chest, it bugs out the soul, and you can't open that one. So then you got to wait like a day or a week or something for it to reset, and it's really fucking annoying. I never went back and got that one. That's the last one I have to get for that. But yeah, no, it's a pretty neat, pretty neat little add-on. I don't know how many of them are.
I like how it just files right into the. What is collections? It's collections, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a tab right in there. That's cool.
Yeah, and it's neat too because like the critter shapes, which are the smaller ones, they got like the little rat icon, like kind of in the background. Like if you look at the image, kind of like how some of the mount ones that are Horde and Alliance only have the faction symbol there. So that's pretty neat.
So what is a critter Uh,
A critter shape?
yeah.
It is a soul shape that is a small thing, like the chicken or cats and stuff like that, because they're small. You can only use critter shapes. They only work when you are in
a rest area.
Yeah, in a rest area. You can't use them in the world because,
Okay.
because you get that.
So what if you have a pet out? Does it take that the place of that?
It's not a pet. It's the Night Fae dash ability, soul shape, where you turn into the soul shape and then you can use it again to dash. You can turn into that. And if,
Oh, you could do a chicken? That's awesome.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do a fat cat.
you could do the turkey.
You can do the
Nice.
turkey.
For the
Oh, that's
Thanksgiving
right.
thing, if you went and got the
If you went and
well-fed
got
thing,
the well-fed thing, you could do the turkey. Yeah.
you get a turkey one.
How the fuck did I miss this?
I don't know. We talked about this.
We did?
talked about this, and we were talking about how the other covenants don't really have something like this system.
Yeah, I remember that part, but yeah, I
It
guess
was-
I didn't pick up on that. The fact that this
it was
I know
around-
about soul shapes, but the only thing I can recall is like the wolf or whatever the starting one is. I don't know. I didn't know that there was a whole system behind it.
Yeah, they've been adding a whole bunch of them in, and it's like they've kept adding. There's new ones coming out with 9.2 and all that stuff.
Well, because people keep seeing animals in the Night Fae area, and they're like, "Oh!" And you see them, and
I
you're like,
know.
that would make a great soul shape form because it's already in
I think
that
they
soul
added
shape form.
hippos.
Did they really?
I think so. I think hippos is one.
Is there a soul shaped garage where he's doing flappy jaws?
Nice. No. Just hey, that's the theme of the episode. We just got to do that all episode.
Nice.
Yeah. But no, this is part of the reason, though, I think why Night Fae kind of have an edge up on some of the other covenants. Because it's like, this is a system that's easy to add to. You know, the abominations, sure, you can add more, but there's only like 5 or 6 different like body types for them. And there's not that many different abilities you get as a companion. Now, granted, you can have them as a companion with you when you're out in the world doing stuff, but I mean, the only thing they could really do for that is add appearances to farm that you can craft, because you can do that. You can craft the hats and the back pieces and some other things for the souls or for the abominations. But I don't know. I haven't done enough Revendreth or the Kyrian stuff to know what they have, because I think Revendreth has the party, and I don't know if
Oh yeah, they have the party.
yes, and I don't know.
Fuck is the party?
You host a fucking high society party thing, like a feast or a banquet or something like that, like invite people to it and stuff like that. That's the Revendreth thing, because it fits in with like their I see you laughing. It's
I mean, I don't. I just don't know. I guess I don't.
I haven't
I've
done
never
enough
done
of it,
so I don't
and
really
I'm
know.
not sure what the Bastion one is or the Kyrian one. What is their special thing? That's a good question.
Oh,
Did you-
do they have the?
Is it
It's something with the little Alberts, isn't it?
well? You have that's like that's kind of like your
No. Not the ability. I think there's a daily thing or something.
you can summon them and get potions and stuff, but I'm not sure.
They do have like those random special training. I don't know, little areas across the map. I don't know if there's anything to do with that or not. What are these considered? Like
That's a good
covenant
I
events?
I don't know.
The special Shadowlands covenant events. Kyrian event is a path of ascension.
Okay,
One-on-one fighting challenges. Alongside being able to select buffs for the fights, you can use covenant-specific crafting to create items and temporary boosts for each contest, boost yourself and your soulbind character. It's not far removed from a proper RPG battler. Well, that's interesting.
I guess I'm gonna have to work on my Kyrian.
No idea. I would say I'm a Kyrian guy, and he's fairly high up. I don't never done that.
You have to.
so-
I think you have to be 60. I think to unlock those, though. So
Yeah, he's 60. I don't know.
I don't know. But I thought that was a pretty neat add-on for that. They finally have fixed updating the Warlock tier set helmet, so we don't have any more weirdness around that. They gave it what looks like light horns. They took the peak away, and then they put in basically it looks like glowy, like devil horn type things on it. Which is pretty neat. It still looks pretty cool. They're adding... this is... Yes. Shaman are getting new Ghost Wolf models in 9.2.
I did see that. That looks... the second one looks awesome.
Yeah.
The
spectral
I don't know which one
lupine.
that-
It's a wolf, but it's a blocky wolf. So it's almost like the Zereth Mortis mobs that are like robotic looking. It looks kind of like that.
Or these are like the ones that you like train one of these types in a quest in
Curie?
Bastion?
No, those were lions. You're talking about where you had
Same concept though. Like they have the fleshy ones and they have the robot-y ones.
This looks... it's not necessarily robotic. It looks more like stonework. Kind of. I know it's really,
that's fair.
It's kind of hard to say. And then the other one
Still looks badass though.
And then the other one is just like a fox type one. You know
It's just that. See that whole concept gets weird with the Volpera. I'm sorry.
Can they be shaman? Can the Volpera be shaman?
I don't know.
I don't care.
I mean, if they can, that's weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird?
If they can turn into
Volpera, they can be shaman.
So they can turn into a ghost fox. That's not weird.
I made a shaman. They don't.
Aren't
They're not going to turn them into a ghost. They're going to turn into a ghost wolf, though, right?
They just added, and then they're adding 2 new glyphs: glyph of the Vulpine, which is a fox.
Oh.
Ghost
Send her
wolf.
the picture. Send her the picture. This is interesting because I think this is a weird thing.
It looks.
It's just
send
me,
me the
but
picture.
I'm gonna put it in Discord, and you can click on the link. Oh,
So
don't.
much work.
Oh, so much work. Why do I have to click?
Oh, I like that. That looks super cool.
Which one?
The top one, the Vulpine.
Yeah,
the Volpera looking.
Yeah.
Well, it looks more like the winged wolf mount without the
Yeah.
wings,
I like it. I think it looks neat.
or the fox mount.
I don't like the spectral.
The lupine?
Yeah.
I like
when
that
the
one.
I think that looks.
When the
It looks
Volpera
like
turns into it, they just need to elongate their body.
it looks like it took an X-ray, and that's what you're seeing is the X-ray. Like when
That's
you know
all
when
it
you look at
goes
an
for.
X-ray.
That's all the ghost wolf forms.
No, that's just weird.
It'll probably look different in game.
Yeah, I hope so because that's terrible.
I don't know. I like it.
That's terrible.
I think it's different. It's nice. I mean, because now shaman are going to have 4 different things they can do, right? Ghost wolf, ghost raptor, ghost fox, and another ghost wolf protoform, which is what that one is. But, yep.
Ghost horse. Why can't they turn into ghost horse?
I don't know.
Ghost horse,
Yeah, or ghost donkey or something. I don't know.
ghost ass.
Nice.
Nice. So 9.2 is also going to bring with it the Jailer's Gauntlet.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
No.
Sounds terrible.
It's 8 floors, and it's a single room. And let's see.
Oh, the twisting corridor.
No, it's one room. And they are, I'm pretty sure it's just a boss gauntlet. Like the different bosses. It says each main room.
Did we talk about this before?
A little bit. We talked about it kind of when it first came out.
Because isn't that the gold saucer reference I tried to make?
I don't know.
In Final Fantasy VII, there's the gauntlet that you can go to.
Yes, I think I vaguely remember that.
I'm not sure if that was when we were pitching features or talking about features going into the game. You know, upcoming stuff. Because there's a few times where we pitched stuff that would be better, and I don't know if that fell in there or not.
I don't know.
Interesting. Well, spoiler alert. I inked a contract. We made a few calls. I'm $10 richer.
All right. $10,
Nice.
man. Don't spend it all in one place.
I already did. So
I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be something neat to do. And it's going to have like mounts and I think toys and probably cosmetic rewards and stuff like that.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Colossal Ebon Claw Maw Rat mount. That thing looks, holy cow. It don't look like no fucking regular maw rat. It looks like a maw wolf rat.
Oh, wolf rat.
I'm trying to get a good picture of it. I want to see it. View in 3D.
Oh, is that like supposed to be the little tiny rats or whatever that you
Like
kill?
yeah, the maw rats, but that's like a giant maw rat with like a little bit of armor and a saddle. That's pretty sick looking. Like look at it in the 3D animation.
Oh yeah, that is pretty cool.
I like that. What's the mount special?
It's interesting.
Mount special.
It rolls over. Plays
Nah.
dead.
No, it just makes. It just
Oh.
yells.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a neat looking mount.
Which one is that one?
It's called the sturdy, or that's the colossal Ebon Claw Maw Rat, and it's doing the layer 8 of the Jailer's Gauntlet.
Oh.
But you know,
They had so much potential with Torghast to make it not suck.
the problem is that okay, let's get back up on our fucking Torghast soapbox. The problem is that this is the kind of shit that should have been in there from the beginning. They should have had stuff like this that was challenging and farmable and all that other kind of stuff from the get-go. Not the gecko, but the get-go. You know?
But you know we're gonna burn through it and then bitch about it anyway. So
Well,
Like,
I mean, so Twisting Corridors, when that came out, that gave us, like, we worked our asses off and we got it. And it took a while. It wasn't,
and it was also a pain in the ass whenever you failed on a floor that didn't give you shit anyways, making your way up. Like, yeah, it was fun, don't get me wrong, but then like I don't know what it was like to play through it with a class that wasn't like roll over everything, because that's what mine was. I just rolled straight through most of the stuff. No big deal. Once I got a certain build, I was boom all the way through it.
It was the
I
higher.
still failed, and it still felt bad for 4 total rewards. That whole thing that probably took 10 hours to do total. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. It was more than 10 hours because you were talking almost like 2 hours of floor, and there was
was it? I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and there was 8, so 16 maybe. I don't know. That was if you.
I know. I remember spending like 45 minutes in it, and then like messing up and having to restart.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, I'm taking a break.
I have a feeling that it's gonna be like that for this too, but it's not gonna be. I think you're gonna go into a room and then things are gonna spawn and you just are there. You don't have to like traverse floors. It's just like a gauntlet thing where like you're like in an arena. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Be nice to have something new to do in there.
Nice.
Nice, very nice.
Nice.
So, speaking of nice, how have you guys been doing with your New Year's resolutions?
Oh shit.
Yeah. What was yours again? Log in and play?
I forgot about it.
Well, okay, so we know how she's been doing.
I did log in.
I saw you on
2
today.
characters.
Today.
Yeah. It's actually the first time I've really been able to play anything all week.
Yeah.
Since I've been
I mean,
back.
it's still
So-
early in the year. We're still within the first week. So, I mean,
I won't lie though, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I just like, Oh man, I keep reading, I keep watching everything about 9.2. I spoiled everything for myself just because I want it that much more.
Because you hate yourself.
Is there a new
No,
raid?
Yes.
yeah.
We've talked about it.
I'm just thinking about how we usually have an item level, and I don't know what the item level is going to be.
Oh, that's fair. I think it's 230 something.
No, current one drops like 226.
226.
So I mean, most of us. I mean, we'll do what we normally do. There'll be ways to get gear and whatnot prior to the raid coming out because it's not going to come out right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think our point was just like the anchor memory of item levels. That's always been a thing. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I always knew like what normal, heroic, and mythic were just for whatever fucking reason. Yeah. That's hard to remember now. But I saw a 252 piece on the auction house earlier. A purple.
What?
Yeah. It didn't say mythic or anything on it. I'm not sure where that came from.
World.
And it was a plate piece.
No, not a world.
252.
The world boss is
Mythic is like 239 or something
World
like that.
drop
right?
is what I was going to say, not world boss. So don't they have? Do they not have drops anymore? World drops anymore?
I don't
Or
I
shit
don't think
drops?
they're that high.
don't
Yeah,
know.
no, I think they kind of cap out.
I don't
pretty
know.
low.
It's been
Sanctum
forever since I've
of
played. So
Domination. No, that's mythic gear.
Yeah.
The
it?
first eight bosses for Sanctum is 252, and the last two drop 259, which means which they've been doing right. The last couple of bosses in raids drops a little bit better gear.
No, I know. Well, what I'm saying is I thought mythic was like
No,
239.
heroic is 239. Yeah,
Oh,
that's right. Everything's like 13 levels. Oh, I broke a
okay.
nail.
Oh no.
And now I broke a nail. Nice. No, I really did. I don't know how.
you broke a nail?
Yeah,
my
I don't know how I
God.
broke. I know.
Do you know how you broke it?
No, I'm falling apart. I just noticed it was broken.
Do you need a nail file?
No, I need nail clippers. But I also need to do a podcast. So we'll just deal with it.
Wow. Okay. Let's see here.
So yeah, you were supposed to
Log in.
log in.
Yeah. That was a thing. That was supposed to happen. I haven't had time.
I won't lie. I don't know what it is. It's Shadowlands.
Yeah.
I want to love it so badly, but I don't.
I don't.
Part of the problem is nobody's playing right now. Like 2 or 3 people from the guild log in a week, right? You know what I mean? So like nobody's around.
I'm pretty sure my desire to play is far less than Warlords. And I'm not going to blame it on age, honestly, because like I've been
Why,
through
you're an
enough
old
cycles now. Like I feel like it sometimes. Not as old as you old fucker.
I played more in Warlords than I did this expansion.
I don't know what it is though. Like
It has to. I'm pretty sure it has to do with the way they've started to tailor their end game stuff. Because you didn't have Mythic
Maybe.
Pluses in Warlords, you didn't have
Yeah.
those till Legion. Yeah. You know, and it's just kind of been geared, and it's just kind of like it's kind of old. You know, and it's just like, plus, you know, there's no emphasis on, I don't know, things to do other than PvP, Mythic Plus, or raiding. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's all there is. That's
Yeah.
all there is
Yeah.
that they focus on for endgame.
Yeah.
well, that's what even when I logged into my paladin, he's 51, and I'm like, okay. I set him to holy at some point in the past, and I'm like, all right, that's what I said I kind of wanted to do. And I'm like, what I really want to do is just probably go PvP. I really don't want to sit and try to level with holy or any crap like that, or do dungeons right now because I don't want to try to figure that out either. And then I went into the PvP menu, and it's just like the same old battlegrounds and then 40-man battlegrounds, and I'm like, I don't want that. What I really want to do is jump in the CPU battle thingy, you know, they have every so often. The
Oh
comp
yeah,
stomp.
Yeah.
And then I just got pissed off that like they don't just do that regularly. Like it just made me mad.
If they
It made
would,
me mad. It's like that, and I don't know. It's just
they should put that in there as a way to practice, right? Put it in so you don't, so like it really minimizes your honor gain, so that it's not like a super viable thing for you to like level stuff up, you know. And then when you do have your special comp stomp weekends or whatever, you can boost the, you know, it up to like the better whatever, you know.
yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
but then
I don't
drop
know.
it down so you get bare minimum honor, so that you can at least go in and do stuff to practice. That would be a good idea.
I still think they should fill
Winter Grasp?
battlegrounds with AI so they could steadily stream people into games.
Yeah.
There would never be a queue as long as they have the means to scale. You know, they would never have a queue at that point. They could just file them in. So yeah, I don't know. I was it was almost like I logged in and I kind of felt overwhelmed because I couldn't really remember where I left off with stuff. You know, I played the Legion Mage Tower a little bit before the new year, and got pissed off with that too. So I kind of logged out there, and I don't know. I just couldn't. I didn't immediately feel it. It sucks as I really, really, really couldn't stop thinking about wanting to play. Even like classic, I considered like going back and playing the Season of Mastery, and just starting a character there and going. But I'm like,
What is the Season of Mastery?
Faster XP gains. It's basically classic, but with a bunch of like buffs and stuff like that.
seasonal is basically like Diablo seasons.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like-
So it's like, okay. All right. Yeah.
You know, and it's,
I don't know what they're gonna do with the characters after they end the season or whatever it is.
Probably
but-
move them over to. No?
Yeah, probably so.
Do they have like a
I don't know.
special server?
I honestly
Yeah.
don't
Isn't
know.
that what they do with Diablo? Like they move them
Yeah,
over to
you have
your.
to select. You have to select Season of Mastery in the classic and WoW selection menu of the launcher. It's like its own special one. So, but yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I logged in, I tried, and I'll probably get back on again eventually. I just need to find
something to do.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, worst case, I really do think that 9.2 is going to pull me back in, for sure, because it looks.
for a month.
I mean, even still, like if it's only the campaign that pulls me in, is what it is. But I think that there's going to be quite a bit of things to learn about that are going to be incredibly interesting lore wise.
Yeah, for
Some
sure.
of which I kind of already know.
I think
but-
that what would benefit Blizzard is if they adopted the model or the not the model, but the thought process of you log in, you play the content, like whether it's the story or whatever, and then if you don't have fun with it, you know, you log out and you don't sub until the next thing comes out. You know what I mean? Like, so sub to have fun, you know, not because it feels like a job. So if they made things not as grindy, or you know what I mean? Like less RNG to force people to continue playing during the downtimes, you know what I mean? That might better the game a little bit. You know?
Honestly, like I will say, the one thing that I forgot to do that I was going to do was go back and do the Isles expeditions.
Oh, the solo things? Those are fun.
But what I will say is, like, I think that that's exactly what the game is missing, is just shit like that doesn't seem like. I think they've made so many little tiny systems that it's just become too much to. You know what I mean? There is a such thing as too many things. I don't want to say good things, but you know, but I don't know. I think that's one of the highlights of BFA was that it had those offset things. There wasn't a ton of shit to do, right? Completely. but they layered it on very well with the differences in like 9 or 8.3 and all that stuff, right? And how it kind of changed what you did on a regular basis
Right.
instead of just add another thing to, right? They just kind of, I don't know what you call that. Like instead of scaling out horizontally, we're kind of building a stack there. So instead of your regular rotation of going through and doing your dailies, you did in 8.1, right? You did the war stuff, right? When it spun up. And then from there, we stacked on, when we came back from Nashitar, they stacked on the Nazoth stuff.
The assaults or the
On top of
invasions?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it kind of blended in and took the place of what was already there. So it wasn't like we had just tons of shit to do, right? When reality is like when you log on, you have limited amount of time or whatever to do things or whatever. I don't know. Those like building out horizontally seems like a thing that you would put in the game for the sake of longevity of somebody going back and doing these things over time.
Yeah.
But they all feel like things you need to do right now.
Yeah.
Which is, in my opinion, the grindy aspect of it.
Yeah.
So even though like maybe people didn't like BFA as much as I enjoyed it for the most part, I think that that's probably the one thing they did do pretty damn well. And when we needed a break in BFA, we got Nashitar, which was fucking amazing. It was really fun. In almost all aspects of it. PvP and PvP, right?
New home.
New home.
Were you there with us when we were doing that?
I do remember that, yeah. I was there a lot, but I remember it. Even the dailies when they did is that Bejeweled? That was
yeah. I liked those. The puzzle game.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely
I liked
loved
those.
it, yes.
Yeah. Same.
Even the stuff in Legion they did with like the barrels and all the little.
Oh, that one was annoying. I had to have a stupid add-on for that.
Yeah, well, I did too. Like even the turtles. Like I kind of miss the turtles in BFA, but I kind of don't.
Oh, I liked the turtles.
Betty White and
The
turtle.
Wait,
made it
what?
to the water.
The turtles.
What'd you say about
remind
Betty
you of
White?
Betty White?
Yeah.
Oh, the old
voiceover
lady?
just reminded me of that. Yeah.
The turtle that was talking.
Betty White
during
is the only thing that I can picture when I hear an old lady.
another
by
turtle
default.
made it to the water.
Oh, okay. I'm like, was Betty White in WoW?
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So that's my long explanation. I'll stop there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that they should make the game more for the long term, right? Longer term goals. I don't disagree with that. I think it would be good to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely.
It's just hard to find things to put in to allow for that to happen, I guess.
I mean, but not though. I mean, if they would stop removing content.
Even if they don't remove content, it's not going to solve the problem.
Well, it does kind of like look at the fishing pole. You went back and got the fishing pole, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 X packs later, right?
Right, but you teach it. You teach a Jim to fish. Jim fish is for life.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
show a Jim to fish.
Yes.
Something like that.
That was nice.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like having stuff like that, little things that you can get during the expansion or when you feel like going back and getting it in 2 expansions, keeping it in there and letting you do that kept you entertained.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say entertained, but
Okay, but
I
you
think
chose
that,
to do it.
It's still the same like we talked about before. They're playing off of the recipe from Legion, and it's fucking old.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have to find a way to move on.
But the thing is, though, I mean, do they? Like, so other games keep the same format. You know what I mean? And don't have to keep reinventing the wheel every expansion, and are perfectly fine games to play. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know why they have to keep changing the format. Like, I mean, Legion worked, right? So make some PvP things that people can do, like out in the world or whatever. If they want to, like, I did PvP in Legion because I wanted the skins, right? But just don't take that stuff away, I guess, is just make cool skins, make a bunch of cool skins that you can have for your weapons or transmogs or whatever. Put them out in the world for, do some secret stuff so people can find some secret stuff. Make some cool sets for the zones.
Oh, wait, hold on. Nice.
Nice.
Sorry.
Make some cool set, which they tried to do, this expansion, made some cool sets for being out in the world. The problem with it is they certainly aren't, they are outpaced by, Mythic Plus, Raid, those sets.
I don't know. They need to stop focusing on those three things for endgame and just make stuff that's just doable.
Well, out of curiosity, you said like other games stick to the same thing or whatever and they're successful. Like the example of Final Fantasy, do they not change things up in theirs or do different features and stuff when they release expansions?
Nope.
So what are their expansions then?
Story. And new raids.
New story. Yep. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like 1,800 billion cutscenes that you have to sit through like 6 hours of.
Jim is less of a fan of the story. I like the story.
The story's
very much.
good.
The story
but you're
is
playing
very
a
good.
story simulator.
The story is very good, and you're doing dungeons and trials in between the stories.
Simulator?
It's
like you ever done like those like the choose your own adventure story things? Like they had the ones for Borderlands where you just or like the Batman ones. And
the games, yeah.
Yeah, the
like
story games.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, except you don't really get to pick, and you do get to pick some things, and you do get to pick some response options, and it may change some of the stuff, like some of the responses you get back from some of the characters, but overall it doesn't change the story.
No, they're telling a specific story, and this last one is the culmination of 10 years worth of game. Like, it's a continuation of the story with each, like, it started with A Realm Reborn, and this last X-Pack is the end of that story. 10 years worth of story, right? So they all build upon each other. So yes, their raids are the same formats as always. You get 4 raids in the expansion. 4? 3 or 4? 3. And it's 4 bosses per raid. You have normal and you have savage. You have that. You have PvP, which PvP in this game is terrible. It's really bad. You don't come to this game to play PvP. You don't. It's dungeons, and there's no Mythic Plus, so you're just doing dungeons. You're leveling characters. You're doing dungeons. They don't change anything. They don't have borrowed power. They don't have any of that stuff. Your gear, I can craft you best in slot gear that is on par with raid gear.
That's interesting then. I wonder, like, maybe that is the core problem when you think about it.
Yeah.
Right? Because every game or every expansion that's come out for what, the last shit? Well, I mean, for sure, like Legion.
Yeah.
What was before Legion? WoD?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did WoD do? Anything special? They didn't
Garrison.
have legendaries in there.
Garrison and legendaries, yeah. Yeah, we did have legendaries there with the ring.
Yeah, Khadgar's ring.
Yeah.
There was one we didn't have legendaries in.
Cataclysm?
Nope,
we
Cataclysm had the rogue
Yep.
ones. They all had.
Well, they all have they all have weapon-y things, but so in Warlords they had the ring.
In Mist, they had the cloak.
They had the cloak. Cataclysm, they had weapons, but it wasn't a
staff,
universal.
the daggers.
Yeah, the staff and the daggers, but it wasn't a universal. So that was the first one was Mists,
where
where they
everybody
had the
could
cloak,
get a
where everybody
legendary.
could get a legendary. Yes.
But as far as like huge features, though, like Legion was really first one to start doing stuff like that with those huge systems. So
Yeah.
maybe that has been the issue.
Borrowed power.
I mean, it was a good concept, right? I mean, you're talking about
No,
the
no,
burning,
yeah, at the time it was amazing. Yes,
like
It's
the
just
burning.
they kept going with it, right?
I mean, it's you got to think from a business perspective that how do we keep people engaged, and how do we match this feature that we did, this artifact stuff, because artifacts that was a pretty novel fucking thing.
I liked artifacts.
You got to see all these weapons of legend
Yeah, I liked
throughout
them.
the entire game, come back to the forefront.
I think we should have got to keep them.
I mean, but the problem with keeping them is that, I guess I get why we didn't keep them, because narratively, you know what I mean? It was just like that we didn't feel that there was going to be a need for it, right? Because we beat the Burning Legion. As far as we were aware, that was it. That was the last really big bad thing that we had to worry about. We didn't have to worry about the Lich King because Bolvar had them locked away. We didn't have to worry about any old god stuff because we stopped Garrosh and Mists, with the Heart of your Sarge or whatever. We stopped all that stuff. The Najdatar one with
Ashara.
N'Zoth and all that stuff wasn't really showing up. And it was just like this sword was getting ready to destroy the planet, so we had to do something to stabilize it and or neutralize it. And what better than these weapons that we had that we've put all this power into to defeat like pretty much the big bad that as far as we knew, right? And then obviously it opened up with the Azerite, that kind of led into stuff. And it makes sense that using this, I don't know if it makes sense, but like they were trying to like make these things. It's like, oh, this Azerite is just like this, huge power up thing, and whoever controls it can basically take over, and no more wars after that, and it was kind of like who's going to have control, and then it just blossomed into an old god encounter, and then and then we went to be dead. So it's hard to walk some of that stuff back. And it's you can't just go.
Oh, whatever. I mean, it's perfect timing for him to walk it all back.
No. What I mean is like immediately after Legion and all that stuff, and to where we are now, trying to get back to like pre-Legion stuff immediately after Legion, people would have just fucking hated it. They would have been like,
oh yeah, no, I guess it makes sense.
But like now it makes sense, right? We've got this whole culmination where we've basically mastered death, so to speak. And, this is, and then to have, this is a good point to like set things right and then come back and then walk it back to that. Now they're not gonna not put a system in for the next expansion. They'll have some goofy thing, I'm sure. But
I am sure. Hopefully it's the guild hall and it's not stupid.
yeah, I mean, if they just go back to, I really wish that they would make professions viable.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that it's just
Not the Shadowlands viable. Because to a certain extent, depending on how you define viable, in the end you could craft right now you could craft those blues to help you get into raiding efficiently and normal.
yeah, you can
And then
craft
you
them and use one of them, which I didn't
And
realize.
you can use you can use this what are they called? The domination or whatever crap.
Domination
Oh my
shards.
god, those stupid shards.
Oh, speaking of, they're disabling them for 9
No.
Are they
No.
really?
The,
I'm not even gonna have used them.
your legendary. I'm sorry, the legendaries. Ugh, I've already forgotten everything. So you get a legendary, right? I mean, and that's those are all tied to trade skills, so or professions rather.
Yes and no. I mean, they are, but it's like,
I mean, somebody's got to craft them for you to buy them at some point.
I know,
one way
but
or another, so.
but that's like a one-time thing, you know.
I know,
it's
no,
like,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like viability. I don't know how you really define that whenever you end game literally comes to a peak. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I could think of ways, but then like those
Even-
ways have already been patched over a long time ago.
I mean,
in terms of like repairs, right? Don't let just somebody pop up a fake anvil, right, and just pay gold to repair all their stuff. Allow a blacksmith to make repair kits, right, and sell in an auction house, right, and that's how they do it, or have them repaired directly, or blah blah blah.
honestly,
or blah, blah, blah.
they should have given all the armor vendors something to make. So like normal raiding gear is like 226 drops, right? Why not let crafters make something that's like 224? You know, always have them be a couple item levels below it so that when you do get something in the raid, it's potentially an upgrade, but you could, you know, and don't make them like, oh, I can just craft a full set right now, you know, make them, you know,
Or even shit that where you go play regular dungeons and you have a chance to get more material to upgrade stuff over time. Not like a huge band, right? But even if you had item levels that you could craft closer to like heroic dungeons, but then you could bridge yourself up to a point that's near like a normal raid, like
yeah. I mean,
fill in those gaps. Why not? I mean,
put in a bunch of piece patterns, right? Pommel, crossguard, blade, that kind of stuff. Put in like appearance type things that the crafters can collect, and then they can design their own weapon, like skins. Like I could design a bat and the ability to color them, but you have to go out and you have to collect the colors by doing certain content, old world content, current content.
See, it makes me nervous because this sounds like a great idea, but every time they put in shit like this, they fuck it up.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know if you had a way
know they
that
do.
like a blacksmith could make custom weapon skins for like transmog purposes, like, you know, and like make it so that you can collect and you can get it from.
It would be kind of more on par with what an inscription or a scribe can do, right? With inscription, because I mean they make inscription now is really just
powered changes, right? Like you can make things.
They don't actually do real
like
changes anymore.
Yeah, it's like spell stuff, right? It's like you can make spells look different.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that. But like, and make it so that like a blacksmith, like you can give a make it so that blacksmiths can break down items for materials and possibly get skins from that. And I know
we don't have a scrapper now this expansion, do we?
No.
We've had them for like the past 3 expansions.
What are you talking
since
about?
Warlord.
No. Did we
Yeah,
have them?
We had a scrapper in the garrison
that broke gear down.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Jim makes me second guess myself.
No.
I don't remember a lot of WAD.
Ah.
I remember BFA.
Did we have a scrapper?
I don't remember
I'm
in
almost
Legion.
certain there was a scrapper. Scrapper. WAD. Wow. Scrapper.
It wouldn't have been called that. It might have been something else. See, I thought you had like the blacksmith thing where you could get like materials for the different from like the different buildings. You could get like engineering stuff. You could get mats from them, but I didn't think you could get actual like put pieces of gear in. Oh, you had the enchanting shack where you could put stuff in and disenchant it. Maybe.
Oh, that might be what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. You could disenchant items there.
Well, what was the one in Legion then?
Legion didn't have anything like that I remember.
No.
And then BFA had this scrap. I don't remember in Legion.
I don't either. I thought it was only in BFA, the scrapper in BFA.
Well, the scrapper gave you materials based on the item.
Remember the dude in Dalaran? He did something.
Oh, the
Kalen.
Expulsum or whatever, where you could get the stuff.
Oh.
You could disenchant things into Expulsum. No, because Expulsum was it was the
I know what you're talking about though.
They used to enchant items to make them higher level. I think. You gave them a pair of like epics and you could get like the ash or like the Legion ash shit or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that was those are all precursors probably, but you could use that to upgrade things. Yeah, no, he was next to the blacksmith shop in, New Dal. I can't remember the name of that system, but I'm more so talking about something similar to that. But instead of you could get some materials and stuff for it. But, and I know people would be like, oh, but you're going to take all this stuff from disenchanting and all that stuff. I'm like, well, just make disenchantment give more materials to account for the potential lack of items. Because right now you get something you don't need that's a green or it's a BOE or whatever, you disenchant it for the mats, so to speak, Whereas maybe certain pieces of gear have, certain chances to, when disassembled, by a blacksmith, have chances to drop, appearance things so that you can use that to apply appearance to like a blank thing, like for a certain like blade design or something like that, so that you can start customizing weapons.
Does alchemy still do random learning recipes?
Oh, you're talking about like the transmuting stuff where like you learn transmutes or something like that?
Yeah, it wasn't a thing at some point where you like...
Yeah, you had to
discovered.
So
it had discovery.
Yeah.
You discovered random recipes. Yeah.
I don't think so.
They don't do that anymore. No.
No, not since they changed all the systems. Like I don't know if it was BFA where they changed everything, where they revamped all the systems to where like they broke them down into maybe some of the older ones might still have that in there, where you had to learn them that way to begin with. But all the other ones, I think you just trained.
Oh, that's RNG. Everybody hates RNG, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although RNG in that perspective creates scarcity between when there's a limited amount of professions, at least then it creates some scarcity, which means that things become a little bit more lucrative to try and sell. So I don't know if RNG may be a good thing in that area.
I think it depends on how it does. Or how you work it, right?
It's almost like going and finding Crusader enchantment back in the day, because it was a random drop.
Yeah.
If you got the Crusader enchantment, you would either be rich or you would be an enchanter and you'd be rich. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You guys got anything else you want to discuss?
Nice.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Episode 69.
Nice.
And you guys can check us out at facebook.com/server restart in. Shoot us a tweet at server_restart and tell us what your favorite fish is. And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.